All right, so I'm going to go over some of these questions from the review guide to help y'all out. Hopefully y'all are studying before the test tomorrow. Question number 1 says review domain and range from a graph. So that's just identifying remembering that the x values are your domain and the y values are your range. And identifying the domain and range from a set of ordered pairs, so just the same thing. We're going to write down our x values. Those are going to be -3, -2, 1, 3, and -3. -3 repeats, so we are not going to list that again. And this is our domain values. Then our range, that's going to be the x values. That's going to be 1, 0, 2, -4, and 5. Now, we want to list that from lowest to highest. So that's going to be -4 first, then 0, then 1, 2, and 5. So this is going to be your range. That's going to be your y values. So that one should be fairly easy and straightforward. Number 2, what is an element of the range for the equation y is equal to 3x minus 1 for the domain given? Now, there's a couple of tricky things in terms of this just because think about what the domain and range are values. Okay, and what we mean by the element, it's a different word for using the value that's in that set of values. Okay, so let's talk about the y is equal to 3x minus 1. Now, the easiest way to handle this is to go ahead and use your graphing calculator. Now, you will have a graphing calculator on the computer, so you will be able to use that. I'm going to use this calculator here real quick. Oops, I'm having to download it real quick. I guess I didn't have it on there. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's had new features. Okay, not now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put in that equation. That equation is 3x minus 1. So 3x minus 1. Oops. 3x minus 1. And I'm going to go look at my list of table values. So I'm going to go to my second table and start at 1. Enter. Enter. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a table list of values. Now, on my graph, some of these values, like -1. Okay, so let me look at -1. -1 here is a set of that function, but it is not a value given that list of numbers. I need to see what is the range values, the y values for -5. So -5 would give me -16. -16. -4 would give me -13. And -2 would give me -7. So the only one that's an element of this set would be D, because if you look at the list of the other values, while they are an element in the equation, the function y is equal to 3x minus 1, they're not a range of the values that's in that domain that's given. Because we've given this set of -5, -4, and -2, that is the only set of numbers for that function. All right. Number 4, all we're doing in this one is we are going to be writing the equation in slope-intercept form and find our slope and our y-intercept. Now, notice this has a GCF of actually 6. So if I take out 6, that's going to give me x plus 2y, and that's going to be equal to -24 divided by 6 is going to give me 4, -4. So this comes a lot. Make sure you do it this way, or rather at least make sure that when you finish, you do it fully simplified, because if you don't simplify it first, take out the GCF first, you won't have it fully simplified. So then this is going to give me 2y is equal to -x minus 4 divided by 2. That's going to give me y is equal to -1/2 x minus 2. That is the equation in slope-intercept form. Then our slope is going to be -1/2. And then our b is going to be that constant -2. So that is that answer for that one. And this will be an open answer question just like this on the test. Which line is parallel? So as a reminder, that's going to be same slope. So the easiest way to handle this is to go ahead and pick and move that into standard form, because all our answer choices are in standard form, meaning that x and y are on the same side. So this is going to be 5/2 x plus y is equal to -9. Actually, that should be minus. All of these signs are going to switch, And this answer choice C should be 18. Okay, so then all these answer choices, so this sign's going to switch. I'm going to multiply everything by -2. So this is going to become 5x minus 2y is going to give me positive 18, which is our answer choice C. And actually, technically, let me rephrase that. No, that shouldn't be an 18. That should be 8. 8 would work fine. It has to be different. Y-intercepts. So technically, this is fine. It has the same 5x, negative 2y, and negative 2y here. So this constant here, that 18, is related to our y-intercept. We want that number, these two numbers, to be different in order for it to be our parallel to the same line. Otherwise, it'll be the same line. A and B are definitely out because they don't have the same slope. All right, identifying the y-intercept from the graph. Let's look at number 7, and we're going to identify the y-intercept from the graph. This is our y-axis. This is our x-axis. It crosses the y-axis there. That b value there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now we're going to pick another value there. I'm going to go down 2 units to get our slope, because we want, this equation says in slope-intercept form. So that means I need my b and my slope. So now I'm going to go down 2 units. So our slope is going to be -2. And then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. That simplifies to -1/2. So our equation of this line is going to be -1/2 x plus 4. Okay. Number 8, I know it sounds really complicated, and we're looking at a bunch of numbers, and we're given a table list of values. And then it says, what is the equation in slope-intercept form? What is the function in slope-intercept form that represents the number of minutes that Alejandro drove to the mile marker on his route? We've got times here. All you really need to do is pick 2 different points, just like normal. I'm going to pick this point, and I'm going to pick this point. We don't really need to worry about the 10 hours because the 10 hours is the same. So really I just need to use the 24 units. So 24, or the minute units. So 24 minus 20 over 121 minus 126. Okay. 24 minus 20 is going to give me 4. And then 121 minus 126 is going to give me -5. And that's going to reduce to a fraction or a decimal. 4 divided by 5, that's going to give me -0.8. We can use a decimal for this one. You are going to be handling answer choices on this question, so just make sure that you understand how to set it up, and you can use your answer choices to figure out your answer on this question as well. Now we need to figure out our y-intercept for our equation to be able to put this in point-slope form. Or to put it in slope-intercept form, we need to put it in point-slope form first. So I'm going to pick a point, and really you can pick any of the points. You can pick one of those 2 points that you originally used. I'm going to use this one just because it's an easier question to use. Technically, that should have been 36 because these were going up 28. That should have been 36 actually because these are going up by time units. So that should have technically been 36, not 26. So that would have messed things up. Okay, so now this is going to fix things now that I noticed that. So we're going to use y minus 36. That's going to be equal to -0.8 times x minus 106. We're going to distribute. That's going to give me y minus 36 is equal to -0.8x plus 106 times 0.8. Going to give me 84.8. 84.8 plus 36 is going to give me, this is going to become y is equal to -0.8x plus 120.8. And that should work better in terms of that. All right, number 9 is an easy one. Number 9, we're looking at Julio's wages vary directly with the number of hours that he works. So think about that. Then the coordinate point would be number of hours. And then this would be, the y would be our wages. Now, this would be x, this is our y. Remember, it varies directly. So his wages for 5 hours, he works 57.15. So that means I can directly, I don't need to figure out what the rate of change is. I can just say 57.15 divided by 5. That's going to give me his hourly wage. So 57.15 divided by 5. That's going to give me 1143. All right. Now, I'm going to take that 1143, and he works for 35 hours. So let's think about that. This is the Y value, okay? So if we were, or not the Y value, that's the K value. So think about what the relationship is to the K, to this number of hours, or this X, that's the X, the 35 hours. So think about what the K value is and related to the X in terms of our direct variation equation, which is Y equals to KX. We're multiplying those values. So all I need to do here is take that 1143 and multiply it by 35 hours, and that's going to give me $405. Okay? Same situation for number 10. Y varies directly as P, so add an H, sorry. So that means that this is A is going to be our X value and P is going to be our Y value. So that's going to be 80 and then 32, okay? So that means our K value is going to be 32 divided by 80, which is going to give me 0.4. Okay, now we're looking for the A value, so remember, be careful. So if this normally is Y is equal to KX. So our Y is the P value, our X is the A value. So this is going to be P is equal to 0.4 A. So now instead of, unlike the 9 where we multiplied, we're going to have to divide, because the P value is 20. That's going to be equal to 0.4 A. So I'm going to have to take 20, divide that by 0.4, and that's going to give me an A value of 50. Okay. And I'm going to do number 11 and 12 in the next video. I will see you then.